Welcome back to SAFC Live. Sunderland have won down at Ewood Park by 3-1 again, Danny. Another win on the road, third win in a row, and I think that might be the first time we've won 3 in a row in the league since coming back to the Championship.
Yeah, well, it wasn't quite as easy as the one at Queen's Park Rangers at the weekend, was it? It was a difficult game at times. Obviously, we had to dig in. We said it there, especially in that first 10-15 minutes. Blackburn were at it, started really well, but that's what you've got to do in football matches. Defenders get paid for a reason. Dan Ballard, Luke O'Nien back there, excellent. Kept the ball out the back of the net, and then obviously we've got that quality at the top end of the pitch. The likes of Jack, Patrick coming off the bench, Abdullah Barr as well. So back-to-back wins away from home in the Championship, excellent.
For the majority of the game, though, Blackburn didn't let us have it all our way, did they? And in fact, Blackburn in many periods of the game looked like the better side, or certainly the side with more opportunities. But like you say, the quality in the end, would you say was the difference? Yeah,
possibly. I think Blackburn setting off got a little bit sloppy. They made a few changes, but gave the ball away. And as I say, then when you've got the likes of, I think it was Dan Neil that cut that pass out, wasn't it? Into when you give it into Patrick, Alex Pritchard's out there, and then you're getting the ball out to Jack. Squaring defenders up in the box is a nightmare for any defender in this league. I think 5 goals for him now already this season, coming in off that left-hand side. But yeah, we keep talking about it, a young team, inexperienced team now really in a way where you're left with Luke O'Nien and Alex Pritchard really as your experience in the team. Obviously Corey's still here, but he's in the treatment room. Other than that, we've got a lot of young boys, the youngest squad in there, but churning in performances like they are.
Fitness levels wise, we saw pretty much 90 minutes from Alex Pritchard tonight. Niall Huggins playing a full game. Good, important minutes for players like that as well this evening. Mason Burstow's obviously as well, getting some more minutes under his belt. These are all factors which Tony Mowbray will look upon as other things which are positives from tonight's game.
Yeah, you got young lads coming into it and trying to get out there. And saying it Saturday actually, they're coming into a team who are doing really well, so it's difficult for them to get a start, but they've got to train really well, as you say, get up to speed, match fitness. Training's one thing, but it's going out there and being ready to play in the game. And you've seen that first half, how we've said how frantic it was, wasn't it? The likes of Mason Burstow, 60-odd minutes again. Job's churning out the minutes, he's 17-year-old. And you're looking at Dan Neil now. Dan's only still 21, I think, isn't he? And he's like one of the experienced boys out there. And again, I thought Dan was excellent, controlled that midfield at times. Lovely little touches, good awareness of what's going on around him, little balls around the corner. But yeah, when you're not at your best as well, and you're coming away from somewhere like Ewood Park with 3 points, a 3-1 win in your back pocket, things are going well.
Let's have a look at the action then from tonight's game. If you missed any of it, it was pretty end-to-end at points here on SAFC Live this evening. It's just some early exchanges there. And yeah, I mean, it was a strange kind of game because it had lots of tempo, but didn't really have any flow, did it, at times, in terms of one team shading the possession.
Yeah, I think, in terms of, you said there, end-to-end as such, I just think you've seen it there from the first clip. We have decision-making where we didn't pick the right pass, which isn't quite like us. You've seen the second half, it was much better. But then we've seen this too much in that first half. When a defender's running back towards his own goal and he's the wrong side, but we were seeing it, between the centre-backs, full-backs. Obviously, Trey loves to push on and go inside into that midfield role, so there is a little bit more of a gap down this channel. But on Niall's side, Niall Huggins on that far side, there was 2 or 3 with Hedges getting in behind him.
But you've got to give him credit for in the second half.
He got his act together a bit more, and he did, to be fair to him. Yeah, he was overlapping, helping Jack out a little bit more, but again, he's building up his fitness. He's been out for a long time, he's had several injuries, but yeah, he'll get there, and he knows he's got an opportunity now with Dennis being injured. And there we go. So you stay in the game, we stay in it. We rode our luck, as we said there, and Trey feels a lovely little ball in. Mason Burstow looks like he's getting on the end of it, gets sandwiched a little bit, and then Jack, good reactions. He could have given up on that, Jack, as it's dropping to Hedges to clear it, but he doesn't look at his reaction. Bang there. I'm going to go and get there first. Gets his leg in front of him, gets clipped on the back of his right leg. Penalty. No arguments. And then tucks it away, slides it down the middle. I'm still not looking at that one there. I think he plays it off his other foot a little bit, doesn't he? I could be wrong, but anyway, it's 1-0 and we're in front there. And is it against the run of play? Probably, but how many times have we said it? We've been on the front foot, we've been playing well, and bang, you get cold and you concede a goal. But yeah, Jack, that's his 4th goal of the season, that one there, and obviously we'll get onto his 5th in a minute. And then, to be fair to Blackburn, they got straight back on top, didn't they? And it's another scrambling there, ball comes in. Difficult for Anthony Patterson, running across him, I think it's Leonard, looks like he's going to get on the end of it, so he can't really go down the line of it as much. scramble that one clear. I think Job's back there helping out, good leg in there to get it clear. This is disappointing though, the reaction. I don't think if Niall thinks the ball's going out, but he's got to get out there, put a bit more pressure on it. It comes out there. We have got bodies back there. I know Dan Ballard's gone out, but I'm just looking back post between Luke and maybe Trey, who's in there. Look, he's 3 yards from goal. Are they looking at Anthony Patterson to come out and claim it? But it's quite a flat ball in with a bit of pace on it. I'm not sure he can come and get there. But yeah, that's a disappointing one. Listen, all goals are disappointing to concede, obviously, but there, can we do a little bit more? I think so. And then they've got themselves back on level terms, and you're thinking, how are we going to react from this? But to be fair, I thought we finished the first half quite well. That 5 minutes or so, we got Abdullah Bar into the game a little bit more, got him on the ball. You know, he likes to jink. I don't think he knows what he's going to do sometimes when he's driving into the box. He's got quick feet. He loves the step overs. Good strike there. I think he is offside. Deflection. Good save from the goalkeeper. So we did finish the half quite well. I was thinking, can we get a third now before the break? Listen, we probably don't deserve it, but we had a good little spell there. And there's Dan actually now, isn't it? Stepping up with that important one, the second one to get us that lead going in at the break. We've piled in the 6. It's pulled back just a yard or so outside the 6-yard box, isn't it? And Dan there, he dummies the first one, pulls the trigger on the second one. And as you said there, I think when we see it this one, keepers may be blinded by a couple of the Blackburn players. I think our players have come away from it. Jack's there, but he's not interfering. Keeper maybe disappointed actually seeing that one back as he's seen it later. I'm not sure. Skips in front of him and can't get a glove on it. And Dan there delighted. Young Chris Rigg as well warming up. He's enjoying it as well. And then that's half time, isn't it? Yeah, Trey feeding another ball in. So we're in at the break, 2-1 up. Do we deserve it? Probably not, but that's how football goes. We've said it there. And it makes Tony Mowbray's half-time chat a little bit easier for the boys, I think. And then Blackburn started quite well actually in the start of the second half. They had a couple of opportunities where again we were running back towards our goal. Anthony Patterson there with a save, but then it was getting open the game. He said they made a couple of changes, getting stretched, and when you've got Jack out there, keeps going for 90 minutes, doesn't he? One or two things didn't come off for him this evening, but what he does do, he picks up the ball, and that centre back there, he knows I can't commit there because Jack can make defenders look silly at times as well. Feeds it to Mason there. You know, you can see what I think he's trying to bend it into that far corner, doesn't get the connection on it, what he's looking for, and it's straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper. That one there maybe does a little bit in the air.
Do you think it moved a bit?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. He holds on to one after. I think it's Pickering, the left back, who gets a good strike away, really good strike, and it's straight at Anthony Patterson, and he holds that one well.
Pez gets out well on that occasion, stopped Jack Clark. And again, that one just comes to Hyam, doesn't it? Out of nowhere.
Yeah, we've got good numbers back there. Nobody goes to meet the ball, and as I say, if that ends up in the back of the net, you're thinking, come on boys, what's happening? We've got ourselves in front, and you know, we can clear that. And fortunately, Hyam sees it later, thinking it's up and over the crossbar. Let's say Blackburn, they made the changes.
Makande hitting
Makande
the post.
Off the bench, wasn't it? Yeah, outside of that post. I thought he was quite bright for the first 5 minutes or so, and then he didn't see much of the ball after that, did he? See there, has he got to cover Anthony Patterson? We're not sure, but outside of that post. And then Alex Pritchard feeds this one across. Yeah, difficult one for Trey. I think as he sets it back, he doesn't set it on the ground, he sort of bobbles it back at him a little bit, and he catches it up and over, and there's the third now. We steal it, don't we? It's Dan Neal who cuts it out into Patrick. Alex Pritchard just feeds it to Jack. Look, Alex Pritchard's already celebrating there. A little assist for him.
Yeah.
Jack just walks his way in, doesn't it? You know, one or two Blackburn players around him don't really want to commit, and maybe think they give the penalty away, but see it there. Dan reads it really well because he's got Smollett's in behind him there, so he steps off him to cut the pass out. And watch Jack now, chops on that defender. That one can't make the challenge. Keeper comes out, other centre-backs.
I think Hayden Carter's still skidding along Ewood Park.
Just watch it back there. There's Carter, 17, chop.
See ya.
Yeah, on them there. Man coming back in, can't commit. Hyam as well. And that's that. Game's wrapped up. Sunderland fans enjoying that. Probably 4,000 or so there again. Fantastic support, back-to-back away games. And there's Jack enjoying it. 5 for the season. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, this is the one from Pickering, the left back. Really good strike, by the way. And, you know, a couple of yards either side of him, and he's testing Anthony Patterson there. Good gloves, because I think it's not Smollett's. There's someone there waiting in case he fumbles that one, but he doesn't. Holds on to it really well. And then we see now Blackburn getting leggy towards the end. We're looking to wrap it up even more. Good strike from Abdullah Bar, similar to the weekend, wasn't it? But that one on the half volley doesn't quite control it as he would have liked. Good power on it, but up and over. And I think it's the last one now. Jack again driving into the box, rolls it across. Patrick with the over. Yeah, and it's Job, isn't it? Comes to him, sits there for him to strike it, slices it a little bit, up and over. So yeah, a good night's work. You see in the end of the game there when it's coming stretched, and Blackburn are a little bit leggy. They've made a few changes, and we could have perhaps wrapped it up a little bit more comfortably there. But 3-1. What's that? Say 5, 6, and 8, 11 goals in the last 3 games. It's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all. Let's have a look at the scores around the Championship this evening. Huddersfield Town 2, Stoke City 2, Hull City 0, Leeds United 0, Millwall 3, Rotherham United 0, Watford 2, West Brom 2, Norwich City 0, Leicester City 2. I don't know if we've looked at the league table. Did you look at it on Saturday?
I don't think we did, no.
Is this our first look at the league table this season then? Let's have a look at it then.
Yeah, I think we'll have a look because we've crept up to 4th.
It makes for good reading at the moment, doesn't
let's not look when we have 10 games maybe,
right.
but when
We've
you
gone early.
sat where we are, yeah. Tell you what, there's a little gap there, isn't it, from 3rd to 4th, 5 points to, Ipswich flying since they come up. Fair play. I think Leicester, you expected them to be up there. Preston, dark horses so far. Listen, obviously early days, long way to go, but you don't mind looking at the table when you sat there. I think, yeah, as I said there, goal difference in terms of Norwich beat this evening at home to Leicester, wasn't it? 2-0, I think. So good position to be in. Struggled first couple of games in terms of results. Performances weren't bad. A couple of defeats, weren't they? But yeah, 5 unbeaten, 3 on the bounce, as you say there, in a good position. Yeah. And Cardiff Sunday, isn't it, I believe?
Yeah, it is. Okay, then let's have a look at your thoughts now using the hashtag AskDanny here. First one has come in. It says, do you think Ekwa's injury has shown how the squad lacks depth in key areas? P.S. Could I have a shout out for my son Rocco? He's a huge fan and he's 5 today. Well, happy birthday, Rocco.
Happy 5th birthday to Rocco, yeah.
There we go. What more could you want for your birthday?
Yeah.
Danny, the point there about did we miss Pierre Ekwa? Did we miss him particularly in that first half, maybe?
Yeah, I think if we're looking at Pierre in general, he's been excellent so far this season, hasn't he? Southampton game, man of the match, obviously a couple of goals under his belt, but yeah, just the way he's maturing and grown into that role in there, more as the sitter really. I think that's what the question is there coming in. Dan Neil's played in there. I thought Dan was good tonight, by the way, but we were getting stretched at times. That midfield, I think they had a midfield 3 in there with Schmodix, who drifted about, to be fair. But yeah, we just didn't really have any control in that first half. So in terms of referring to that, could Pierre give us a little bit more in there? Probably, he's a big physical presence in there as well. But yeah, maybe we are a little bit short. And obviously you're looking at Corey Evans, but Corey's out, isn't he? So that natural sort of sitting midfielder, really, that 6 to sit in front of the back 4. But Dan, I said it before in the comms there, but Dan, I like to see him playing a little bit higher because he can thread a pass. He's obviously got a goal in him like we've seen tonight as well, but he's doing a good job sitting in there as well at times. I think he's putting a few challenges in this season, helping out. Yeah, but he's not really a natural sitter, really. So are we lacking that? Probably. But
just trying to think who else maybe in the injury list. Who's got Jay Matete to come back.
Yeah, Jay Matete could go in there and do that job. Yeah,
he?
Possibly.
Could possibly do that job.
Yeah.
Early days.
It is, yeah. But saying it, are we missing him? Well, you say yes, but we've just gone 3 on the bounce, haven't we? With him out of the team for a large period of Saturday and obviously this evening as well.
Okay, then let's have a look at another thought here on hashtag AskDanny. Amelia has been in touch. He says, who's going to be our top scorer this season and who will be our wonder kid? Well, take your pick, Danny.
Well, it's going to be Jack Clark the way he's going, isn't he? He's out the blocks 5 so far already. And it's good to see the midfielders. I mentioned it in comms there. Job's got 2. Dan Neil's now got 2. And obviously Pierre Ekwa chipping in. And we're going to have to. I know, obviously, you're looking at Mason Burstow's coming into the team. We're looking for him and both Hemir to get their first goals for the club. We've got Rusin to come in as well. Mayander as well. So these young lads to come in and fight for that. More often than not, we're going to play one striker really. So those 4 young strikers are going to, be pushing for that shirt. So they've got to start scoring if they want to keep the shirt, I guess. But you're looking at lads chipping in. Patrick will get his share throughout the season, I'd imagine. Abdullah Bar obviously got one at the weekend as well. But yeah, if you're looking at your team really, and naturally you want your main striker to look. Can you get your 20-odd goals a season? And then others chipping in. Jack is more than capable of getting into double figures like he did last year.
Yep.
Patrick, I think, only got 5 or 6. He should be getting in and around double figures as well, really. And then you've got your midfielders. Job could be in double figures now. Didn't have too many chances this evening. Had that one at the end, what we've seen, where he sliced it wide. But Saturday could have had 3 or 4 other games. He could be getting up there, and I'm sure, if I was a betting man, I'd put Job in double figures by the end of the season. But yeah, I'm not worried about us in terms of getting goals. I think we were 4th top scorers before this evening. We've obviously added another 3 as well, so we're right up there. and obviously quite tidy at the back as well. 7 we conceded now. So yeah, at both ends of the pitch, we're balancing it out quite well.
Okay, let's have a look at another thought here. This one's from Joey. He says, how do you fit all of these wingers into one side when they're all fit? Clark, Roberts, Barr, etc. All in top form. Can't remember it being this good. He's got a point there, Joey, hasn't he? Because Tony Mowbray would probably keep Abdullah Barr in the side. He didn't score tonight, Abdullah, but he did have a good couple of flashes. Yeah. And Patrick Roberts is obviously an important player as well. You probably would play a striker instead of starting Pat at the moment. Yeah. So it's
where do you get him into that? If you're going to play a 4-3-3, it's the 2 wide and obviously 1 through the middle. I know he come on there tonight and he played at the top end. He's not going to start there. Saturday he come in almost as an 8 really.
What about Sunday? Do you see him maybe trying Hamir instead of Mason, or does he keep the same 11 because they've just won?
Well, you ask them lads, you won't want to come out of the team. He's made the point there in terms of, how do you get all these people in? Well, you can't. So now you've got to fight for the shirt. You've got to keep it. And I was coming tonight. Would I have been surprised if he took Abdullah out of the team and brought Patrick back in? No, but at the same time, you flip that round. I'm not surprised that he stayed in because he put shift in at the weekend, got his goal. He was fantastic against Southampton as well, Abdullah Barr. And he put a shift in, as you said, tonight, second off, he makes things happen. I said, sometimes I'm not sure he knows what he's going to do with the ball at times. The step overs, he chops onto his left foot and chops back onto the right. But Patrick can't really go knocking on the manager's door because we're winning games of football. You can't do that as a player, You go give the manager a knock, why aren't he on the team? He'll turn around and say, well, there's the league table, we've won 3 on the bounce, buys you time, keep training hard, and you've got to wait for your opportunity, and that's a good thing to have in the club. Top end of the pitch, we mentioned it there, strikers will be thinking, he's not getting a goal, I want to get in there, can I get an opportunity? Train hard, keep it in the back of the net, you might get the opportunity. Jack is obviously nailed on that left-hand side. Alex Pritchard's coming to the team tonight, putting another shift. It's difficult competition for places, but it's a good place for the club to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at what I think would be the last one this evening from Cal. Can Jack Clark be stopped? Clark will tear you apart again was the crowd chant of the evening, possibly of the season to come, because we've seen some great moments from Jack Clark and his time at Sunderland, such an important player over the last couple of seasons, but he seems to be notching it up again this season.
Well, can he be stopped? Well, he got stopped at the end there. He got hacked from behind, didn't he? I think.
Rankin Costello.
Yeah. Do you know what I like about Jack as well? He keeps going. Sometimes it doesn't quite happen for him at wingers. It's going to be the case. I think Saturday at QPR, he looked a little bit frustrated coming towards the end of the first half. Bang, but then he keeps going. He gets himself a goal tonight as well. He gave a couple of balls away, square passes across the box, get cut out. But you keep giving the ball to Jack. He doesn't shirk away. Some wingers and some players can go missing for 5-10 minutes if they don't see the ball or if it's not quite happening for them. But you see Jack there, and I say it there, look at his reaction there. He could give up on that. It's not come to him at the back post. Shoulders could go down off. But watch him now. As soon as there's that little sprint, that desire to go and get there. 5 yards. Hedges thinks he's clearing that, bang, and that's the difference there. Gets himself in front, wins the penalty. I'll step up and I'll take it. He's on penalties this season. He's got 2 out of 2, so why not? And he works back really hard as well in the second half. I noticed helping Huggins out. It's all well and good. Wingers want to go that way. Sometimes you get wingers who are quite quick going that way, but running back towards their own goal, they don't want to do the dirty yards. Yeah. But Jack does that. He helps out. I go back to, I think it's last season. I always remember Norwich away where he didn't see a lot of the ball going forward, but really helped. I think Aarons was playing right back for them, helping out, getting back in time and time again, and he's not afraid to do that. And I'm not one for sort of stats off the pitch, but you can guarantee Jack's distances covered are always up the top of the pile in the team. His high intensity work rate is up there as well. And I say when a game gets stretched and you get the ball out to Jack, guaranteed, and I've been there, you come up against certain wingers, and as soon as he gets 10 yards to drive at you, fullbacks are thinking, oh no, which ways you want to go. He wants to go inside. See this one here now, they give the ball away. He's left the midfielders behind. Look at the centre back now, keep your eye on, look back pedaling, doesn't want to make a challenge, feeds it in, lovely weight on it. And then can Mason, can he wrap it into that top corner, or can he do the keeper with the eyes at the near post and feed it into there? But look, keeps going. That's the same one again, isn't it? Keeps going, but he's got 3-4 players chasing him, and even for his goal at the end there, they give the ball away. Dan's nicked it. He picks the ball up. He's got 3 or 4 players to beat. I think he said there, the big centre-back come flying across, didn't he?
Yep.
Sent him for a pie and chips. The keepers come across, didn't get there, and they didn't make a challenge on him. He just tucked it into an empty net, and the fans love watching him. Here it is now, let's have a look back now. So he stole it there, and it's just that link-up play. Person said it.
Hayden Carter who goes for the pie and chips.
That's the one. He doesn't want to make a challenge. Hyam there goes for the block. He just goes past him. Good composure. Rolls it into the empty net, and they're enjoying himself with the Sunderland fans there. So, no, he's been a fantastic signing, Jack. As I say, he very rarely misses a game. He gets clattered at times as well in games, doesn't he? By full-backs, and right at the end there could have been a nasty one on him. Thankfully, he's okay, and he'll be looking forward to getting back on the bus and going again at the weekend. Yeah,
he'll be celebrating with a can of Coke. That's what he said in the podcast, didn't he? That's how he celebrates. Yeah. How do you celebrate a win there, Jack? And he says, I just have a nice can of Coke.
Yeah,
and he's deserved it tonight, hasn't he?
He's earned that.
Okay, then, we are back in action once again on Sunday, 3 p.m. kick-off here at the Stadium of Light. It's Cardiff City who come to town, which means we'll be on air from 2:15. There's a big international here at the Stadium of Light on Friday, which is now officially sold out between England and Scotland. And we're all looking forward to that one as well in the city. Okay then, Sunderland have won again. We'll see you Sunday.